What's up guys, I'm Avionics. Welcome back to another Moto Vlog video. We're here once again at the Ducati dealership here in Las Vegas, Nevada, joined by one of Ducati's finest, Mr. Cody Williams, and we're going to be taking a look at and test riding the 2020 Ducati Scrambler motorcycle.
Hey, how we doing today guys? This is actually going to be our 2019 Scrambler Icon here in the Classic 62 Yellow. So the nice thing about these Scramblers is they're kind of built and designed for damn near just about everyone. The nice beautiful power band on them isn't going to be too much, while at the same time, if you're a very experienced rider, it's going to be something that riders of all types can enjoy. Coming in at 73 horse and 49 foot-pounds of torque, it's not going to be too little, it's not going to be too much for some people. Coming in, maybe this is going to be their first bike. It'll be just enough for them to be able to grow into, really be able to enjoy the thrill of riding, while at the same time is going to be that they are able to go both on-road and off-road. With this bike, of course, it's no less, it's a Ducati. They came back out with the Scrambler line here in 2015. And the nice thing with them is, with it being a Ducati, you're still actually getting all of that premium componentry. So with the tires on this bike, you're actually getting the Pirelli, the MT60 RS. It's going to be a beautiful tire as far as being able to take it on-road and off-road. It's not going to be too aggressive, so if you do still want to ride up and on the highway on a regular basis, it's not going to give you too much vibration or feedback through the tires, while at the same time, it's still going to be able to give you plenty of feedback if you're taking it off-road. Hitting the fire roads, hitting it, just nice light trails, stuff like that. Of course, you can always outfit these bikes for a more aggressive tire based on your needs. Next up, we're going to look into the braking system on the bike. Of course, powered no less than by Brembo. You've got the single caliper in the rear. You also have the single caliper up front, which is going to be more than enough stopping power on this Scrambler here. Nice thing is, in 2019, these guys actually got a nice refresh and an update. They gave you your gauge cluster, a nice little friendly update with the fuel gauge, gear position indicator, as well as they changed all the lighting to full LEDs. So with that being said, you now have the beautiful LED ring up in the front, the LED turn signals up front and in the back. With the exhaust, it's going to be your typical standard exhaust, nothing too crazy. Of course, you got that nice big cap box under there in order to meet emissions and regulations. Very, very easy to change that out into something that's going to have more of a bark, while at the same time, by no means is it going to be something that still sounds bad in any way. As far as the fuel tank or fuel capacity goes, you're looking at a whopping 3.57 gallons, which isn't necessarily anything to write home about. It's not a massive amount. But on this smaller displacement bike, it's going to be enough to at least get you around for what most people are going to be using this bike for. Average fuel economy, I'd say, is if you like the sound of your bike, you're probably looking at 20 to 25, all the way up to 50, 55, depending on the situation. Let's go ahead and key her up over here. Take a nice, beautiful look at this dash. You're going to have your fuel gauge right up on the top there, followed next to your odometer. Right in the big center is going to be your miles per hour or your speedometer. Gives you your time, what gear you're in. Does let you know if your side stand is down. Of course, all these lights, most of them do end up going away once the bike is actually active and rolling. It's going to let you know that your ABS is working. It is functional. Of course, that goes away after you hit a couple feet, go anywhere from 5 to 10 miles an hour consecutively on the bike. Should go away. Once it's off, it'll stay away. Overall, very, very comfortable bike. It's got the nice high reach bars, puts you in a very elevated, comfortable position. I'm about 6'1", nothing too crazy. Fit on this bike, gives me a very neutralized position, sitting on it, very comfortable with that rider triangle. Nice, beautiful bend in the knee, nothing that's gonna be too uncomfortable for longer periods of time. While at the same time, these bars, you can put all the weight into them that you want in order to be able to go from side to side, or if you're going to be taking it off-road, gives you that nice ability to stand up on the bike. That way you can maneuver it a little bit easier. Also peek that beautiful headlight. So with that being said, the Scrambler is as the Scrambler comes. However, there's still plenty of options that you can outfit the Scrambler with. A couple of tasteful things that I would do myself personally. First and foremost would be to change the exhaust. I like my bikes to be nice and loud. The next thing I do is Probably go with some alternative mirrors, whether it be bar ends or something else, maybe hanging off the bar just to kind of clean up that front end. Additionally, I'd probably take off this rear tire hugger here. It's going to house your plate and everything else. In my opinion, they just look a little bit better, a little bit cleaner when you can see the full lines of the bike, plus that thing hanging off your bike. Overall, this is going to be a chain-driven bike, so the power delivery is definitely going to be there. Ducati is known for its torquiness, which is nice. This engine is actually going to be one of their older engines. It's going to be the air oil-cooled 803 cc L twin. So with that, you're going to have a nice 73 horsepower, 49 foot-pounds of torque. With it being an air oil-cooled engine in the warmer climates, you just want to be a little bit more conscious to make sure that you're consistently moving so you can reduce the chance of it possibly overheating. With that as well, the recommended service plan on these is, or the maintenance interval I should say, is going to be every 7,500 miles after you get that first service done. With that, they're actually going into the bike, they're making sure that everything is nice and taken care of. It's essentially half of a Desmo service, so they're going to check your valves at that 7,500, and they're going to do a full Desmo service at that 15,000 mile mark. Living here in Las Vegas, we've actually found that with the warmer climate, typically at that 7,500 mile marker range, oil can tend to be a little bit broken down. It can tend to be a little bit dirtier. So we definitely like to recommend changing it just in the middle, somewhere around that 37, maybe 4,000 mile range. Last thing we want to talk about, guys, obviously, we like this bike. We love this bike. It's a super fun bike. But the one thing that gets everyone is the price. So the price point on these guys, they've got a couple different flavors on the Icon, while they've got a couple different flavors in the entire Scrambler line as well. The Icons are going to range anywhere from the low end of $8,900 all the way up to $9,600, depending on the color that you choose to run with. But other than that, guys, this is the Scrambler Icon here in the Classic 62 Yellow, and let's go ahead and go for a ride.
right, so we're finished with the test ride, and right off the get-go is a very comfortable ride, sitting on that nice big banana seat, and I'm 5'8", so I can easily flat-foot this bike at the stop sign and at the traffic lights, so it's very comfortable. I did notice a couple of things though. So compared to my previous videos of the Panigale V2 and the Monster 821, I noticed that the shifter on the Scrambler is a little bit clunkier than those two bikes, but so the transmission is a little bit, I won't say it's not bad, but it's not as smooth and good as the 821 and V2. And also, the Scrambler doesn't have a lot of torque, so I felt like coming from a dead stop, I had to give it a little bit more gas in order for it to get going, compared to the V2 and the 821, has enough torque to get you going just by letting go of the gas. Special thanks to Ducati and Cody Williams for joining us once again. I'm Avionics. If you enjoyed watching this video, please hit that like button, share, and comment down below, and please don't forget to hit that subscribe button and ring that bell for more cool content like this.